Hello there, commanders, and welcome to another episode of Total War Arena Battle Commentary. This time I have a replay from my friend Pardonum, and he is, together with his party, fighting on Thermopylae. He brings one unit of Folksmen and double cavalry on Vercingetorix. He is supported by Folksgod with triple Folksmen, obviously. Also on Vercingetorix, MG and Max with double archers and single pikemen, and Hazu going to the middle with double pikemen, single cavalry. So our party is focusing on the left flank, going for the D capture. Hazu is Hazu is not scouting, his cavalry is dead, as he still has two pike units here around C. Well, C will be locked for quite a while, so he can't really get his cavalry back here, which he could have if C wasn't locked. So the rest of the team rather, is rushing also straight for the middle. And in the meantime, our party encounters some cavalry, charges into Foxes. I don't think that's the best of ideas. Max is landing some nice reshots. Fox got landing on Harmstring, slowing the cavalry by 80%. Allowing Max to find even more and more reshots. And that cavalry is paying a hefty price. Pardon briefly took the watchtower, and his cavalry, which is trying to cap D from behind, has found some archers. And they also made their presence known by shooting the Foxes. And now they decide, okay, cavalry, hand out the archers. Infantry, take D. Pardon is even sending one of his units over here to the middle to help against those cavalry and maybe solidify the kill on the archers, but that shouldn't be a problem. Tier 7 cavalry, oh, there's even tier 6 coming in here, the Roman cavalry. Yeah, but these archers are absolutely dead and there's nothing left for them. But the capture of D has just started for our team, while the enemy team has already capped D 20 seconds ago, and now that force is moving. Looks like it's moving toward the sea. Have some triple cavalry that was probably down there. We now see elephants emerging from B, going straight towards C, even though the base is completely undefended. And that force that rushed here for the middle didn't encounter pretty much anything other than maybe these archers. So we are in a situation where pretty much the entire team, the red team, is down here in the hot gates, and there's nothing between our team and their base. So it's a very symmetric situation, let's call it. But what happens, the flank that won here on the left from our team, it decides to push into the new base, looking at the situation. While the enemy team, who is the very same situation, or even maybe better, they decide not to go for our base. They decide to go in the middle and fight for C, which gives the advantage here over fighting at C. They should have the numbers advantage, although cavalry here has been cut out. The archers have also been sent to respawn. Well, could have respawned over here as well, I guess. So, I don't know. I think I saw them, but those not necessarily have been the same archers. And they're slowly but surely gaining some advantage over here, but Hazu still has one unit of pikemen on top of C. If he locks it down, our team has C for 1.5 minutes locked down, and there we go. That was super fucking slow, but that cavalry could have prevented any second, decided against it, and therefore, even though they're winning the fight here over at C, they cannot cap it for another 90 seconds. In the meantime, our team is already inside their base. Folksy here denying any spawning, well, not denying the spawn, but anybody spawns in here immediately runs into trouble, or fire all Foxes all at the same time. Nicely rotten pikemen here. The archers just burned down and run down by cavalry. Here are some elephants. You can't really stop elephants. I mean, you still have hamstring, and we have the only unit that can actually stop elephants, which is pikemen. And that composition is really good. And as you can see, there's no threat to our base whatsoever. We only have some 2 cavalry units here, able to delay the enemy. But yeah, that's the situation that happens. Oh, yeah, Max went into phalanx, but these elephants kind of just ignored it completely. Fox is stalling one of the other elephants, but he's being shot by some archers that just respawned. But we have some cavalry support to take care of these archers, so Foxy can just 1v3 this elephant, or 3v1 this elephant. But even then, he's not doing that well. The elephant is still a very, very formidable force, and these two are pushing here. But we have new rules of capturing the base. There are no decaps, so previously elephants were really, really strong at that, because they could just literally walk through everything, are unstoppable, and can decap every single unit that is inside the base. Now, it doesn't matter, it's all about the number of units inside the base. So Foxy here, preventing any new units going over to the base other than these two elephants. The cavalry player also doing the same, helping a lot. It's just barbarian cavalry, but as we've seen, cavalry can be really, really tanky, like surprisingly tanky. And there we go. A very swift victory. A very similar situation to our first episode, link to which in the top right corner, I guess. If I forgot to put it there, remind me in the comments. And yeah, in that first episode we had both teams in a base race situation when each flank wins. Left flank wins for our side, well, also their left flank wins from their perspective. And those flanks end up going to each other's bases. Whoever caps the base faster wins. Here we had pretty much the same situation, except that the enemy team this time didn't decide to go for base cap. They just went to sea, and well, that just straight up didn't work out. Nobody from there didn't really started recalling. The only ones going back were apparently only archer units again. Well, they probably only were retreated because they died and not because they actually used the recall function. Well, I didn't really look. We will need to play through the replay again. And this time there is no live recording of this battle, because, well, as you could see, I wasn't there, so I couldn't record it, couldn't stream it, and nobody else who was in that wasn't streaming either, looking at you, Foxy. But yeah, there we go, an interesting battle to look at, and a base race situation. So you either answer the base race by going for the base race yourself and trying to capture the base faster than the enemy, or if you can see that there's no way you're going to outcap the enemy, just use the recall button. That's the lesson from this battle. Thank you very much for watching. Friendly fire that subscribe button. I don't know, notification bell is out there as well. Check out the links in the description to help us bring Arena back to the West. And with that, I will see you on Arena's Battlefields, Commanders.